Hi there, my name is Kara Richardson.
I'm Tim Hall.
First off, I want to thank you for hanging in there. If you feel like getting up and taking a stretch, I'm okay with that. I realize we've already run a long time. I happen to think that Tim and I have the most interesting topic, so hopefully you'll hang in there with us. We're going to talk to you tonight about curriculum. And if there's one thing that everyone in Barrington should be proud of, and the district, they should be proud of what a wonderful curriculum we provide to our students. We are fortunate to have a very highly qualified teaching staff. 66% of our teachers actually have master's degrees. So your students, your children are served every day by a very committed group of teachers. In Barrington 220, we have a mission to that it says we are inspiring all learners to achieve excellence. And what that means to me is that we're committed to meeting the needs of all learners through an articulated curriculum. And we'll talk a little bit about that over the course of the next 15 minutes, I promise. Okay. One of the questions that often comes up is, who sets curriculum in Barrington 220? I think there's an impression that the curriculum is set in order to make sure that we do well on the ISATs. And I'm here to tell you that the curriculum is not set in order for us to do well on the ISATs. We do well on the ISATs because we have a very strong curriculum, but it doesn't drive our curriculum. The curriculum is really set by the district itself. It is influenced by ISAT testing, and it's also influenced by federal programs like RTI. So when curriculum is set, we start with a group of teachers, teachers and administrators working together. At the individual school level, the principals are involved, the teachers are involved in their classroom, and everyone is committed to the excellence that we bring to the students.
Okay, this is the district ISAT scores. ISAT refers to Illinois School Achievement Test. We can have about 20 different slides here on ISAT scores, all the way up, all through the grade levels, all the way up through high school. We're just going to show you one that is the overall average of the ISAT scores. Our resident comedian at the administration, Gary Frisch, always makes the comment, is the juice worth the squeeze? And I think this slide will demonstrate that we're getting a lot of juice for our squeeze here. The District 220 average is consistently significantly higher than the state average. This would be true in math, and reading, and writing, all the way across the board. And this would be true all the way up and down the line, from the first testing, which is third grade, all the way up through high school. And then we have all the other measures of achievement that show us that we are, in fact, doing what we think we're doing, which is providing an excellent education for our students here in our school district. We have the ACT scores. Again, the Barrington schools always score year to year significantly higher than the state average. I think our average this past year was 24.4 on the ACT, which is the college, the primary college entrance testing for admission to college. The state average is around 20.7. We also have a very extensive AP or advanced placement course offering in high school, which we'll talk about a little bit more lately, and we do very well on that. Our last year, we had the highest ever percentage of people taking the exams, and we had an 87.3 pass rate. So you get the picture here. The picture is consistently high scoring, high achievement on these standardized tests, which again reflects the quality of the curriculum and the quality of the teachers that we have in the school district. We also have National Merit semifinalists, and this past year we have, for the coming year, we have 16, which is an extraordinary high number for one high school. I just want to say one quick comment about something that appeared in the Chicago Tribune this morning. I don't know if you noticed it, but there was an article about AYP, Annual Yearly Progress. Thank you. And what the article was saying is that the way that is constructed, with the No Child Left Behind criteria, that you've got a built-in problem, and that by the time we're up to the final years, almost every school district in the state is going to fail at least one of those areas in the yearly progress. New Trier, for example, probably one of the best school districts in the state has failed this past year. And so that's a structural problem. When you read that in the paper, take that with a grain of salt and know that there's a problem here in how they've set up the criteria for passing that. And then we can talk more about that question and answer here if anybody's interested.
So one of the other things that influences curriculum is called response to intervention. This is a federal program, and I'm actually going to read you a definition because it's one of those things, it's a fairly new program, and it influences every teacher in every classroom. And as a parent, you may hear your teacher talk about this. It is a federal government mandated program that focuses on assessing, planning, and providing interventions to all students. And what it really means is we need to make sure that we are individualizing what we are doing in terms of education so that we meet the needs of all students. In our district, even before this was put in place, we had things in place like the MAPS testing, which provides teachers the information, not just how you're doing in reading against the ISAT scores, but really an in-depth look at a number of different criteria around reading and mathematics that help teachers to articulate the learning experience to meet your individual child's need. Tom said to me a minute ago, you could spend a half an hour just talking about RTI. He's entirely right, and if there's something that you want to ask during the Q&A, the administration is far more qualified to talk about it than I am, so I'm going to flip past it.
I would just add with that RTI is a big deal because it's going to involve a lot of change, and I think the teachers in the district are well aware of this. And what it's going to do essentially is going to ask the teachers in the classroom to pay specific attention to the individual student and how that individual student is doing, and then make some kind of response, intervention to that particular student's learning issue. So it's a very big challenge for our teachers in our district, but the potential of it is really strong.
So one of the other things that we should be very proud of in our district is the commitment that we have to special services. It always stuns me the number of children who have IEPs in place, individual educational programs. In our district, there are 1,350 students that are served through IEPs and bring some kind of special learning. It is a commitment on the part of virtually every teacher and every administrator and aide in the district to help support the learning needs of these kids that have some special learning needs. It's almost like RTI is an extension of this, though, that we're giving that kind of commitment to all children. But I think it's important to call out what an amazing commitment we have to children with special learning needs in our district. So one of the things we thought made sense was to break up the discussion on curriculum into elementary, middle school, and high school. It's not easy in a very short period of time to cover the entire curriculum. So this is going to be a flyby as opposed to a drop-in. So, if there are specific questions that you feel like you should have gotten a chance to hear about, you can certainly ask us questions during the Q&A, and we'll find somebody in the administrative group who will be better served to tell you than we are. Within our elementary schools, when Penny and Sandra were talking, we talked about the fact that we have 8 elementary schools in our district. We have a neighborhood-based elementary school structure today, so that your child goes to a school close to their home, and that's by intent. What's been really interesting is there are also programs that are district-wide programs that are laid over the top, and the self-contained extended services program at Hoff and the self-contained special services classes throughout the district are examples of that. A few years back, we added the Spanish dual language program, and that takes 50 kindergartners and gives them the opportunity to be involved in a Spanish immersion program right up through fifth grade. Right now, as a board, we are looking at adding Chinese immersion to the curriculum as well. We've been fortunate enough to be awarded a grant that would help fund starting this program. So it's a very exciting opportunity, and at the same time, laying it over the top of our neighborhood-based schools will be an interesting challenge for us as a district to try and figure out how to be committed to both a language-based program and a neighborhood-based schools at the same time. This is a very busy slide. I'm going to take you through every single cube, just kidding. This is a quick overview of what it takes to roll out new curriculum. And the important thing for you to take away from this is that we are constantly refreshing the curriculum. And in the Barrington School District, this is the curriculum refresh for K through 8. So these are the different areas that we're looking at. When we refresh curriculum, we're looking at what's new in learning techniques. So it could be there are new kinds of reading programs out there that we want to introduce to the district. We're looking at how to evolve technology. And so we're trying to find ways that we are upgrading and moving forward and looking at what's new in education while holding on to the core information that's important to our students and making sure that we're delivering it in a way that is most refreshing to our students and leaves them most capable to pull the information together. In the current time period, we are really doing a great deal with curriculum. Last year, we added a director of curriculum to the district. That reflected the fact that we felt there was an opportunity for us to make sure as a unit district that our educational curriculum flowed from K through 6, 7, 8, and then platformed the middle school to flow into the high school. One of the huge benefits of being a unit district is the fact that we have that ability to make the curriculum flow from all the way from kindergarten through high school, and that there's a nice handoff between the different levels. When you have a district that's got it's got feeder districts from K through 8 feeding into a high school district, you often lose those kinds of things.